is to download the SVG from the Facebook post to your computer. So here is the link, and it's going to come up like this. It's going to tell you you can sign up for free for Dropbox. You don't need to do any of that. You go up here to this download arrow, and you're going to directly download it to your computer. Now, most of the time this will show up in your downloads folder. So if I were to go to my downloads folder, there it is. So next I'm going to open my Cricut, and I'm going to create a new project. I hate the lines, so I'm going to get rid of them by clicking up here. Then I'm going to click on upload, upload image, browse for it, and it should be in your downloads folder. And there it is. Title it to, and save. Gonna click it and insert image. Now when it comes in as a 10 by 10. Depending upon the kind of cardstock you have. If you have 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock, you can use the 10 by 10 and even 11 by 11. I wanted to use just regular 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So I changed mine to 8 inches. That's the smallest, that's the largest it will cut on a regular size piece of cardstock. You do want a little bit of a heavier cardstock. The thinner your cardstock is, the more flimsy it will be. So you'll notice these are different colors of pink. I changed mine to different colors. And to be perfectly honest, you don't even have to change the colors. Because when you run them through, you just run them through whatever color you want. But if you want to change them colors, you're going to ungroup. And that means each piece is individual. Click on the piece, and then you go over here, and you can click on a different color. So now I'm going to click just random colors so you can see. And that's not the designs that I did, but now I just have different designs. So when I go to make it, it's automatically going to set to 12 by 12 sheet. You can actually go over here and change it to 8.5 by 11. And it will tell you how thin or close to the borders it will be. And then you just run it through and cut each one. Next, we are going to put them together.
Let's talk about the difference in the stickiness of your mat. This is a brand new mat. When you're doing an intricate design, a brand new mat is really kind of important because you have so many intricate designs. You want the image to be flat. On this particular design, it wasn't that big of a design. So I just wanted to show you what it's like for a really sticky mat that you can't peel it up. It will tear. The best thing to do is to go upside down and then holding it, peel your mat back. And so here, I now have my empty piece and both of my pieces. This you can just pick up, and you'll notice it just ripped right away because the mat is so sticky. And you'll notice that it just keeps staying. This is what happens when you have a sticky mat. You want to just do it upside down. Now, this is a really, really dirty mat. When you have a non-intricate design like this one, the really dirty mat works just fine. I can still just pop it up like this, peel it right off. You can still peel it this way and this way, but you'll notice this is a very dirty mat, As long as your design is not intricate, this is a fine mat. And then this is a medium sticky mat. So once again, if I try to heat it up, it's coming up a little bit better, but it's still got a little bit of a pull. So I would probably not peel it up like this, but turn it upside down. And then I am going to peel the mat back and not the image. Okay, so those are the different mats and what kind of designs you can get.
So this is the box that I have. I haven't, it's just one I had. And so I set my design to cut 8 by 8. And it comes as a perfect square anyway. So here's the thing about this is when you take the back off, be very careful. I'm just using a gift card that I had. You can seriously mess up your fingernails. Ask me how I know. And now one of my cats is in here. I apologize. So when you take this off, mine, I got these at Michael's. They were 3 in a package and they were pretty reasonably priced. So when you cut my design that was 8 by 8, if I go to stick this in here right now, it doesn't fit because there's this little piece right here that actually can come out on some of them. I don't know if all of them come out. So when make sure yours does before you cut your design, because you don't want your design to have to be recut. So now I have my design. My last, and I arranged the colors so that they would be a little bit different. And you can do various colors of pink. This is just what I chose. But I did want them to be in the correct order. And so I'm going to turn it upside down. And I'm going to take the first piece, which was just a black piece of paper. Red piece of paper. So now there's a couple of different things you can use. They need to be double-sided. Here are some foam squares. These are recollections. They're kind of thin. So if you wanted to do, this is a 7 layer. So actually it's 8 layers. So that's actually not a bad idea to have them thinner. If you have less layers, there are, of course I have everything. These are weather strips that I got at Home Depot. And they're self-adhesive on one side, which is okay. And they had different sizes of these. So you can get these as well. And you would glue one side down with double-sided tape. So we're going to stick with the foam squares, and I'm going to double up on them. Let me go ahead. You can see they're nice big squares. So, and they peel right off. I'm going to peel a couple of them off to put on each corner. And I'm using each corner just because each piece will be hidden by it. So now I'm not going to peel the other side off until I put them all together and see if it's thick enough and if I want to add another square. So I am going to do the rest of these and then I'll come back. Okay, so you don't want to put them on the very top one because you don't want them on the front side. But when I put these together, I really liked how it looked. It's nice and thick enough so that when I put them all together, they will nicely match up. Not like that, but they will look pretty good for the shadow box. So now I will put them together. So I'm going to take the foam, the other side piece, because these are double-sided. I want to take these off. So now I want to make sure that I am very carefully putting them at the exact same spot. Because if you don't have them exactly, then they won't line up on your shadow box. So I am sure laying it on its side. And there we go. All right, let me finish putting this together and then I will come back. Okay, so now I have it all put together. It's nice and thicker than I had thought it would be. So I'm off a little bit here. So we'll see how it looks when I put it in. So I'm shoving it in. You want to be careful with your little things, your clips. You might need to push it down into that a little bit. But it fits nice, perfect size. Put the bottom on. Make sure you put this on the right way. You wouldn't want to redo it. Then you can push these. And now that didn't, look at that. How awesome does that look? Right. Next week, the one we're going to do is going to have lights